Guys, welcome. You're about to watch a live event in Bali from like last week. And if you're a founder that's doing somewhere around 500K a year to 1 million and you want to scale, drive more revenue and profit, and you write proposals, maybe you relied on referrals up until now. But if you talk to people, you get ghosted. You tried LinkedIn ads, you tried Google ads. Either they're super expensive, costs are going through the roof. Maybe they're not as effective and you wonder why. Well, I have the fix in just a couple of seconds here. But if you know your stuff works and you have a product and you're actually making money and you want to take it to the next level, then this is for you. And so if you're under 500K and want free hacks only, then just close this, not for you, okay? A little bit about me. I'm Dom. I'm living in Bali with my daughter and wife, obviously. Daughter's 2, been born in Bali. And interesting story I had about 13 years ago when I proposed to my wife. The very same day my business crashed. And up until then, I made like €500,000 from a plus size evening gown website. So it was all pretty much spam, and Google like slashed me with a hammer at that time. And then I didn't have many savings, like could barely pay for the wedding after that, and had to go back to kindergarten teaching because I was trying to be generous and like help people, donate a bunch of money, and be inviting people all the time. And yeah, so my little empire that I built for 4 years kind of crashed in 2012, just before the wedding. And I was shocked. I didn't know what to do. I had to go back to kindergarten teaching. But then, making €15 or 15 US an hour, which is not even minimum wage, And so really humiliating for me as a family head then. But it taught me something, algorithms change, social algorithms, ad algorithms, Google's algorithms change, but psychology and how people buy doesn't. So I rebuilt, and 16 years in right now, I've had a client last year that went from 7 to 9 million in 12 months, and we just did 66 pieces of content. We had one client that saved 60 grand in a year on ad spend because we tweaked based on customer language. So powerful stuff. We had, you will see it in the video coming up now, Mr. Anton from Australia, who got 67 lead replies in just 2 weeks by using this buyer psychology. And, up until now, the old way is what? Like people write about themselves, they, write features, benefits, revolutionary solutions, whatnot. That's the old way. But what's the new way? You want to mirror and, look out for that phone example I use in the event. You want to mirror your customer and use their words and speak to their fears. And when you do that, all your copy, sales problems kind of disappear, right? Sales get easier and proposals close faster. And so you're about to watch this live demo I did in Bali last week. And I'm going to show you the process that I normally charge way above 5 grand, up to 16, 35 grand for the whole system that I build within client companies. And you get it within like 10 minutes. That's like the initial thing that's the base for everything I create afterwards. I even use it for myself when I write content for myself. I run this customer DNA report. And look out for the phone camera part. Pay attention to that. It will change how you write. Enjoy the event. So I've been doing this for an Australian founder that I met in a spa. And I was on my computer working and I said, hey, what's your business? Can I run this for you? And so we plugged in his information. And then I said, okay, no, we have all the data. Let's do something with it. I have HeyReach, which is like an automated LinkedIn outreach platform. Let me plug in these things in the first couple lines and then sell your product. And what happens is we send 266 connections, almost 70% accepted. And the audience, again, this is why it's so hyper important, because you say, oh, we have audience this and that, and or maybe VP of product. If you focus on one single guy or girl with a certain job title, run the report, then you know exactly what they struggle with, and then you test. Okay, we test, for example, we had
almost 200 messages. If they wouldn't resonate, okay, we skip to the next frustration. And we had 67 reply. And I wanted to be kind of nice and say not all of them are actual prospects. He said maybe 40 are interested, but I put here 15 are actual pipeline because I see the DMs and they're like, I want to know more, send me an email. So they're willing to go off platform and say, hey, talk to me via this system. We even had people drop in a phone numbers. Not that much. He was like, I get a lot of these, I have like 67 messages to go through. Now he had to hire help. And he hired a sales guy that has access to his LinkedIn so he can go through the people and actually make the close, because he's like, we're swamped already. Like, this is too much. But today is not about us. Of course, you want to sell your stuff. Of course, you want to make money. But the point we're making today is we got to use this thing. And this is your sales copy. This is how you run sales calls. This is how you write landing page copy. You want to do this and use what you have in your hand or how you speak during those calls and mirror, not yourself, but the person that you're trying to sell to. Just for example, take out your phone. I want to drive this point home. And go to the camera. Just take out your camera, flip it to the selfie camera, and what do you see? Right? You see yourself. But now just see what happens, flip it to someone else in the room. Turn it around. See how all of us are smiling? This is exactly what my baby does once I give her the phone. And I hate her actually using the phone because she's 2. I don't want her using the phone. But she will take a selfie of hers and then flip it around and take pictures of me and say, look, Dada. Why is this so powerful? Because your customers, my customers, your customers, they don't actually care about us. They don't care about your story. They don't care about your problems. They don't care about really who you are. They care about one thing. Can you make their problem go away? And can you make them go from hell to heaven? And so next time you take out your phone, I want you to think about this point, that when you're trying to sell, stop caring about yourself. Start caring about the people that you're trying to sell to. An easy test that you can run is something that I want to show you on Patrick's website. So this is the United Founders homepage. I just want to do the same search. We gets mentioned 30 times, but now look at the you, 56 times. And why is it so powerful? Because we have it in the headline. So if you start any sales call, any discussion with anyone, how did I start talking to you when you came in here? Didn't I talk about myself? So you don't care about me, and I'm not important at all. Maybe it's the method that I found that is important, but more important is what you can do with it. And maybe you can do me the favor, just read it out loud and see how you guys feel. Maybe there's some resonance for you as well.
Your reality right now, lying awake 2 a.m. running hit scenarios in your head, making 6-figure bets with 0 sanity checks. Just want to read your partner doesn't get it. Your team can't know where you're freaking out.
Yeah. So it might not all apply to all of us, but for him, for his audience, for this spectrum of founders, what are the chances that somebody reads this, or when he's saying all these things on a sales call, that they go like, yeah, that's me. How did you know? And of course he knows because he talked to us. So he knows what we're struggling with. But today I have like a shortcut for you. And I'm going to show you in a while live how this can work for your own business. And like if we're running this live, this could be 10 minutes and you have the report that I showed you earlier already done. Framing what you're not. Because they probably tried networking. Maybe you tried other networkings, and excuse the terminology here, but why were you frustrated or unhappy with other networking events? Maybe you just worked out of a co-working cafe and thought like, oh, maybe can get some connections there, but they're just, baby entrepreneurs, so to speak. Couldn't really help you. So what we're addressing here is, again, roadblocks or maybe things our customers have tried, maybe you have tried as founders before, but they didn't really work. You spent a lot of time, maybe you spent money, but in the end, you're like, I still have those problems. I'm still stuck. I don't get forward. So just mentioning this does what to the customers that you're trying to sell to? There's an instant connection between, and again, the mirror thing, like, hey, how did you know this was me? Yeah, because in an ideal world, I already talked to 50 people like you, or in an AI world, I try to digest what AI knows about this segment of customers and distill the dreams, objections, fears and frustrations, roadblocks, negative experiences they had with competitors in the past. And the moment you mention this, like, heck yeah, I hate this. I tried 3 agencies and I'm still stuck. What would it cost them to not close, 5 clients in the next 30, 60 days? But finding out what is the problem costing them today. And just for example, this is why I'm highlighting this right now. Like, I love being in this United Founders group because I get access to people I can help. I get the support. I get a mentor, Mr. Patrick. That gets me ahead, right? But if I would have read this on the website 2 years ago, 4 years ago when I moved here, gosh, where would I be today? Because in his arsenal, he has people, he has connections, he has opportunities that I would need as a business founder to move ahead. And you mention this, and you make them think naturally, like, oh, 2 years ago, where was I? Okay, an actual client was only worth, just saying, maybe $1,000. But what if with Patrick's help, I could turn this $1,000 client to a 20K client? So cost of an action, very powerful copy play you can use anywhere, sales pages and sales calls as well. But the biggest issue, again, of course, there are some questions. The biggest issue is, how do we get in the head of our customer? If you don't have weeks of time to talk to your audience, and maybe your audience is all over the place. This is a live demonstration now of how this would work. I took the liberty to just save you time to already fill this out for one that is present here. While we're walking through his report, I want you to think about your copy as well. And running this will take about 10 minutes with the given inputs. And so later on, if you're interested to run this yourself, you would just put in who you are, what you sell, who your ideal customer is, anything about your brand, maybe your website, the language you want. And then this is just an add-on that I didn't talk about yet. See this checkbox here? There's a way that you don't even need AI if you have a sales call done, recorded, and you have the transcript. We don't use this. And we use the actual words of the person that you tried to close yesterday, chuck it in here, and the whole report becomes focused on this single potential customer. And what you will get out of this report then is hyper-tailored. All the words are not made up by AI. These are words that this guy, this girl said to you yesterday, and it will tell you what to say to close them tomorrow. The process, it finds the dreams, objections, fears, frustrations, roadblocks, and negative competitor experiences and uses the actual vernacular. It's like the exact tone of voice, that how they would talk and speak and think, puts it in the report, and now the report actually only starts. Maybe it's a single mom who just has to ground herself because she's freaking out at home and doesn't want to project anything bad of the divorce, whatever, onto the child. If you mention that, that single mom is going to love you. Because she knows, like, she gets me, and she knows, like, I need this right now. If I don't, I'll mess up my baby tomorrow, next week, And just like next time you talk to an actual person, try and figure out what is it that they already know, what are they afraid of, and what would their life look like, what would be the cost of inaction for them, maybe not only monetary, because we care about money, we want to make the business grow, but those people don't actually care about money. If it actually solves a painful problem, 50 grand on that problem is like nothing to them. The actual problem is what? 3 candidates lost to counter offers last quarter. They have 18 months of runway. And this is actually the same thing that Mr. Anton had. Companies that come to him, they have 18 months, maybe a little bit more of runway. And they say, I need this to work now because I'm giving you my money. If it turns out not to be working in 3 months, I not only lost this project, I lost runway. I'm gonna go bankrupt, right? So mentioning runway, their terminology. Money spent on other solutions. I know, I talk to a lot of founders every week. One guy spent, and if you don't want to lie, you make a number or take a number that actually is true, spent 40K on other recruiters, but in the end, the people didn't even show up. Pain point, frustration, actual numbers, and that's your anchor. When your offer is 20K for them, and they actually spend 40K, then your offer is like a steal. Actually, this is Anton's pain point right there. He's burned out. He's closing 8 clients now a month. And he said he's the only dev that has to deliver an MVP in 5 days. So he's like, he's working 24-hour days and he is burning out in real time. And he just hired an appointment setter to actually go through all the LinkedIn DMs that we have now and try and get them onto calls. But then he says, when we just close 2 more, 3 more clients, and then again, their pain is burning runway. And this is something we could copy for you in a way, if this is a similar pain point. You know, you validate the idea with actual paying users before you burn 3 months of runway, right? And again, they hate competitors building faster than them. They're proud, so we say you beat whoever else is building this right now. And then the last message, we did this for this company this fast. And then she replied, right? I'm building a community and my MVP is an event, not a platform, technology based. I'm interested in understanding what you do as I am connected to many startups and small businesses, so maybe able to refer. I didn't do much testing, this just worked right off the box. But again, with my cloud project. And also, you know, Eric Novoslavsky, instantly master guy who made millions from cold outreach. 120 pages of cold outreach methodology, but I applied it to myself for LinkedIn. Psychological tripwires. And what's a tripwire? It's when, of course, something is on the ground and people start like, oof, which stops them in their thinking. They're like, oh, this is different, like stops the thinking process. And so, for example, here, the trigger is what they think, yeah? I want to walk into the next all hands and say, we're scaling the team by 40% this quarter instead of the usual, we're still interviewing bullshit. I'm tired of looking incompetent. This is their vernacular, and it explains what it unlocks: the emotional wound of appearing weak, incompetent to the team and board. They don't just need developers, they need redemption or a better reputation as that position, you know, as that founder or CTO. Also, something called AI brand snapshot. What's the current situation they have? Why are they not happy? What do they really desire? What did they try in the past? And why is it not their fault that they failed? This is like the brand snapshot that we can run after running the report that will give any AI that you have a really good understanding on a high level. What do you sell? Who do you sell to? What did they try? And then you create ads based on this. And I just click, because this you can give to any salesperson that would understand your business after 2 minutes. If you're running actual calls, think about these questions. And those are the top 8 that I found just tell you the most about this actual person. And if you record this and you have all the transcripts, just upload them to Claude, and you have even more data to work on in the future. So, but the way I run it right now for the next 20 founders, especially with UF, is I just take the questionnaire that you fill in, and I will run it for you to like kind of tweak the output and see like if it's good enough.
So guys, this is it. The mirror concept, the phone trick. What do you think? Would something like this work for you? 100%. So just think about tomorrow. You're on a sales call, you pitch someone and they don't even object. They just say like, send me the link. Where can I pay? Right? Because you already addressed their objections, their frustrations and stuff like that. They don't even say, let me think about it, because they know you can take them to where they want to go. You can make their problem go away, right? And why? Because you can't stop guessing with this report, because you know what people in this industry really struggle with. And you know what they fear. You also know what they dream about. You just mirror it back to them and then they buy, right? So here's what I'm offering you. You can get your very own report tailored to your offer, to your niche, to your industry, to your company, and start closing more deals. And I'm even making this super easy. You just comment report and I send how you get this to your own email account, and you can sign up and get it at a discount right now. I'm only doing 3 per week, so get in there early. And if you have any questions, drop me a DM on Instagram or LinkedIn. Otherwise, you know the code word report on Instagram or on LinkedIn, and you will get your own version. And thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the platform.